What's up, YouTube? Cat Sports here. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. There's a lot going on in the sports world right now, so it's just a great time to be a sports fan. Yesterday, we just watched Week 5 of the NFL season. We still got the final game for Week 5 coming up tonight. Major League Baseball is in the Division Series round of the playoffs on the road to the World Series. NBA teams are in training camp, preparing for the upcoming season, which will begin later this month. The National Hockey League has begun their season. It's just a great time to be a sports fan. And my number one sport, boxing, is still on fire and has been on fire all year. I call 2023 a throwback year because it reminds me of the time when I first started watching boxing, late 70s, early 80s, when we got big fight after big fight after big fight after big fight, like we're doing this year. That's why I call it a throwback year, because the type of fights we're getting this year, we got every year back then. But looking at the schedule, which I'm going to get into later, this year is going to end on fire, just like it begun and has been all year. Now we had a couple big cards this weekend. And so let's take a look at them. Starting with the Roberto Zerto Ramirez versus Joe Smith card. Okay. Now, the first fight on that card was in the junior middleweight division, and it was between Eric Tudor and Jose Sanchez. Okay. Sanchez outworked Tudor to earn an 8-round unanimous decision. Two judges had it 77-75. One judge had it 78-74, all for Sanchez. Sanchez improves his record to 14 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, with 4 knockouts. Tudor suffered his first loss to drop to 9-1 with 6 knockouts. Okay. The next fight on the card was in the light heavyweight division. Okay. And big punching Darius Fulgham knocked Alan Camper out in the first round. Okay. Fulgham got inside early and dropped Camper with a vicious left to the body. Okay. And the stoppage came with only a few seconds left in the first round. Okay. And the fight didn't even last long enough to get a good look at Fulgham to see if he's as talented as advertised. And we couldn't get a gauge on whether he eventually will make it to championship level. But anyway, Fulgham got the first round stoppage, raises his record to 8-0 with 8 KOs. So it keeps his undefeated record and keeps his 100% knockout rate intact. Camper drops to 18-9 with 12 knockouts. Okay, the co-main event was next, and it was in the super middleweight division. between Bektemir Melikuziev and Atlantas Fox. Melikuziev was dominant on his way to a fourth-round stoppage. He displayed vicious punching power over the 4-round fight. And he dropped Fox in the 4th round with a big body shot. The Fox beat the count, but when Melikuziev followed up the knockdown with a barrage of punches, Fox didn't respond, so the fight was stopped. And Melikuziev had Fox hurt in every round, and Fox clearly didn't have anything to keep Melikuziev off of him. Now, Fox did cut Melikuziev over his left eye with a nice right hand in the 3rd round, but it wasn't a factor. Okay, Melikuziev goes to 13 wins with just 1 loss with 10 knockouts. Fox's record drops to 28 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, 13 knockouts. Now, after the fight, Melikuziev's promoter Oscar De La Hoya said that he would like Melikuziev to challenge Canelo Alvarez in his next fight for Canelo's super middleweight undisputed title, but I doubt if that would happen. De La Hoya also said he would like to see Melikuziev challenge David Morrell for his WBA interim belt. That's a more realistic scenario, challenging Morrell than it is Canelo. Okay. But anyway, Melikuziev gets the 4th round stoppage. Okay, the next fight was the co-main. Excuse me, no, that was the co-main. The next fight was the main event. Yeah, the next fight was the main event. And it was between Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Joe Smith. And this fight was a debut for both fighters in their cruiserweight division. Okay. Now, Zurdo looked like a different fighter in this fight, the way he was moving around the ring. Okay. And he was using that movement to avoid Smith's power. And throughout the first 6 rounds, he was successful at keeping away from Smith. But as the fight got into the second half, Zurdo began to get tired from all that movement. And that's when Smith began to land big shots on him. And Smith got the better of the action during the second half of the fight. But when Zurdo got tired, he made a nice adjustment, okay? He started spinning Smith. And it worked out okay for him. And he grinded his way to a unanimous decision. All 3 judges had it scored 99-91. I thought that was kind of wide because Smith definitely won more than 1 round. But the judges did give the decision to the right man. Okay. So I guess it is what it is. Now this fight was a title eliminator. So Zurdo is now in line for a title shot at cruiserweight champion Arsen Golamirian. I hope I didn't butcher his name too bad. Okay, Zurdo's record goes to 45 wins with 1 loss, 30 knockouts. And we know that 44 of those 45 wins was against C-level competition. Okay. because we saw Zerto the first time he faced the opponent was the name Ball Washington. But it was a good win for Zerto Saturday night against Smith. Okay, Smith's record drops to 28-5 with 22 KOs. Now the other card from the UK, I would just go over real quick the main event, which was Leigh Woods versus Josh Warrington. Okay. Now Wood ended up stopping Warrington in the 7th round to retain his WBA featherweight title. Okay. Warrington walked right into a right hand from Smith. It had him out on his feet. And after Wood landed the right hand, he followed it up with a barrage of punches that sent Smith to the canvas. Okay. Smith made it to his feet, but the referee took a good hard look at him and stopped the fight. And Smith was out. Warrington made it to his feet, but the referee took a good hard look at him and stopped it because Warrington was out of it. Okay. Now, throughout the fight, every time Warrington got close to Smith, to Wood, I don't know why I keep saying Smith, but every time Warrington got close to Wood, Wood was clinching. But Warrington was making him pay for it because he was beating Smith up on the inside. Okay. Now, the referee, Michael Alexander, kind of helped Wood because he kept breaking him up every time they got inside, you know. And I say he helped Wood because he was taking a lot of punishment from Warrington. They was in close in them clinches like that. Okay, so the referee breaking them up was definitely an advantage for Wood. And also in the 7th round before the stoppage, the referee took a point from Warrington for a rabbit punch. And after he got that point taken, Warrington got sloppy, started rushing in on Smith, on Wood. And one time he rushed in there and Wood timed him and caught him. That was a punch he dropped him with. Okay. And then after he hurt Warrington bad with that punch. And then he dropped him with a barrage and Warrington got up, the fight was stopped. Now at the time of the stoppage, Warrington was ahead on all 3 judges' cards. And if the referee hadn't kept on breaking them when they was up in close, and if the referee wouldn't have deducted that punch from Warrington, he likely would have won that fight. Okay. Now, Warrington said he would like a rematch, but Wood got a mandatory coming up against Atabek Komatov. And he already sidestepped that mandatory once. So if he was to rematch Warrington, he would have to vacate. Okay. But we're talking about that he's likely going to vacate anyway because he's talking about moving up and fighting Joe Cordina at 130. For Cordina's IBF, but Cordina got a fight coming up too. But anyway, Wood got the 7th round stoppage to retain his junior featherweight, to retain his featherweight title. We'll talk about it. So, yeah, Wood retained his WBA featherweight title. Okay, and so Warrington goes to takes his record. Wood takes his record of 28 wins, 3 losses, 17 KOs. Warrington drops to 31 wins, 3 losses, with one draw and 8 knockouts. So it was 2 good cards yesterday. Now, like I was saying, this year is going to finish off real good looking at the schedule. You know, it's finished off as good as it started. and it's hot as it's been all year. Okay. Next weekend, Thursday, October 14th, we have from Australia, Tim Tszyu against Brian Mendoza. It'll actually be Sunday in Australia when they fight. But anyway, this is for Tszyu's junior middleweight WBO title, which he just got awarded to him last weekend when Jamel was stripped when he went up and fought Canelo. Okay. So Tszyu will be defending that strap right away this weekend against Brian Mendoza. This is Mendoza's first fight since he dropped the Towering Inferno. Sebastian Fundora. Okay. So Tszyu versus Mendoza from Australia this weekend. Rising Australian star Sam Goodman also on the card. So that should be pretty good. Okay. Then October 21st, from the UK, in the 140-pound weight class, junior welterweight division, we have Jorge Linares against Jack Catterall. And every time I see Catterall's name, I think about how they cheated him out of Undisputed against Josh Taylor. And, that's a shame because, he would have made history and been one of the few guys that's been, a handful of guys that's been undisputed in the 4-bout era. But now the kid will probably never get a chance to fight for undisputed again in his career. So that's a shame how they did him. Clearly beat Josh Taylor, man, and cheated the guy. But that's boxing, We see how corrupt it is and how they cheat, but we love it. But we still spend our hard-earned money and support it. That's why they get away with it, because they know we love it, and they give us this corruption and cheating, and we still support it. I know I can't help it. I say that shit after they do something ridiculous. Every time they do some cheating nonsense, I say that's it, no more. But then the very next week, I'm sitting right there glued to the TV watching it. So they know they got us. But every time I see Catterall's name, I think about how they robbed Undisputed. Okay. That just wasn't any robbery. They robbed that kid of Undisputed, man. And there's not too many guys that's done that in the 4-bout era. Okay, but anyway, Linares versus Catterall, October 21st from the UK, in the junior welterweight division. Also on October 21st, Alexis Rocha will be in action. Against Giovanni Santillan. Okay. And that's also, that's at 147. And that's from Inglewood, California, home of the mighty Lakers. Rocha versus Santillan. Okay. Then we move to October 28th. In the heavyweight division, I don't even know why I'm mentioning this. Tyson Fury, instead of going for undisputed against Usyk, he wants to fight an MMA guy, Francis Ngannou, and that's from Saudi Arabia. But I did hear that they were negotiating and getting close to a fight, so everyone expects Fury to get past Ngannou, this MMA guy. But it seems like those UK fighters are scared of the little guy Usyk after they saw what he did to Anthony Joshua twice. So, but hopefully they'll get that fight made. That would be huge. Get it undisputed in the heavyweight division. That'll be good for boxing, because if the heavyweight division goes, boxing goes, and to have an undisputed at heavyweight, that would be awesome. Okay. November 4th, AB is back in action. Adrian Broner going up against Chris Howard. I don't know too much about Chris Howard, but I'll support it because it's nice to see AB getting bags once again, you know. I always root for that brother. That's in the 140 division, and that's down in Miami. November 4th, AB back in action. That's good to see. Also on November 4th, we got Joe Cordina. I was just talking about him having a fight coming up. He's going up against Edward Vasquez. Okay. That'll be for Cordina's 130 IBF title. And that's for Monte Carlo. When Monaco. Ooh, yes. Heavy hitters going to be sitting up in there. Now, Cordina, this will be his first title defense, okay? Now, he won this title from knocking out Kaneki Ogawa in April of 2022. Now, he has fought since then. He fought April of this year. But why that wasn't a title defense, I don't know. They say this is his first title defense coming up against Vasquez. So I don't know what went on with that fight he had in this April, but they said it wasn't a title defense. But Cordina putting his strap on the line against Edward Vasquez, November 4th. Yep, this year's finishing off nice. Looks like it started and been fire all year. Then we got a Tuesday fight, November 7th. Jamel Herring. I thought he had retired, but there he is, going up against Nicholas Molina, November 7th in New York. Jamel Herring, the Marine. He hasn't fought in a year. And he's on the zone this time. I wonder who's promoting him. He's the Oscar or Eddie Hearn. Because he was with Bob in Top Rank. When he fought Shakur, Bob had both of them, and then he fought after Shakur. He was on ESPN still with Bob, but now Jamel's on the zone. So it's got to be with either Oscar or Eddie. Both of their fighters fight on the zone. Wow. But I could have sworn Jamel Herring had retired. He must need some money or something. Yeah. Jamel Herring versus Nicholas Molina, November 7th in New York. Okay. Then on Thursday, November 16th, we got Shakur Stevenson against Edward De Los Santos. Okay. And that's on Thursday because they got the big Formula One race on that Saturday. I guess they didn't want to go up against them. And after the Shakur and Frank Martin fight through, this is not a bad replacement, Edward De Los Santos. Because where I heard De Los Santos is up there in Newark, where Shakur is from, called him out. So, wow. Shakur had to take that. But I don't even see Shakur having too much trouble with this guy, man. I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because nothing easy when you got two grown men throwing hands at each other's head. But I think Shakur won't have a lot of trouble with De Los Santos. But that's on Thursday, November 16th, Las Vegas. Then 2 days later, that's Saturday on the 18th, we got Marcelo Esteban Caceres against Diego Pacheco. Okay. And of course, Shakur and De Los Santos is in lightweight, 135. And Caceres and Pacheco is at 168, so your middleweight. Okay. And that's in Inglewood, California. Once again, the home of the mighty Lakers. California been having a lot of fights lately. Become a fight town. Okay, then on Saturday, November 25th, we have Katie Taylor and Chantal Cameron, a big rematch from Ireland. Chantal won the first fight. And this is for the undisputed title that Chantel holds at 140. Okay. Now, I had heard something about Amanda Serrano was getting a 3-round fight. So I don't know about all the women, but I guess it's an experimental thing with Serrano. I don't know too much about the situation, but I guess this is still 2 rounds. But it should be good. Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron 2, November 25th from Ireland. Okay. Then we get into December. First Saturday in December, December 2nd. King Ryan Garcia back in there. This should be his first fight since his first loss to Gervonta Davis. And this is in San Antonio, Texas. He's going up against Oscar Duarte. And this will also be Ryan's first fight under Derek James. So that's going to be interesting. And what's up, Just Do Boxing? How you doing, my brother? You're only the second person that ever came in a live stream. I better do it. How are you this morning? I just thought I'd get on here and get some practice while everybody was asleep. I was just going over the fights that's coming up, man. And I was just looking at that Ryan Garcia against Oscar Duarte. We're going to get to see what Derek did with Ryan, man. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's the first Saturday in December. Yes. So Ryan Garcia versus Oscar Duarte. Okay, then December 9th. It's the biggie. Regis Prograis against Devin Haney. Yes. That's the week after Ryan. You know, I don't know why all these people is just picking Devin like it's going to be so easy, man. You know? He ain't going to go in there and pot shot his way with no jab against Regis like he did against Kambosos. And I remember seeing Linares catch Devin and have him walking sideways. And he grabbed and held the entire next round. So, and that was like the 9th or 10th round. So I see Regis catching him. They ain't gonna take him no 9 or 10 rounds easy. But so that's coming up. That's the big one there. Devin and Regis, December 9th. And that's at 140. I thought Devin should have took like a tune-up first. You know, going up to a new division against somebody like Regis, your first fight in there. But hey, he had the mandatory, so. But then Monster Inouye did it. He went up there against, his first fight was against Cool Boy in the new division, and he dominated him, so hey. But I don't see Devin. And then on December 16th, we got Sonny Edwards and Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Man, I tell you, boxing is just off the chain. It's ended up just like it started, man, on fire. And that's a unification. Sonny Edwards IBF against Bam's WBO. That's in the, what are they, flyweight? That's that 112, yeah. And that's in Glendale, Arizona. Oh, yeah, Devin and Regis will be in San Francisco. Yeah, Jesse, Bam Rodriguez, and Sonny Edwards is at flyweight. Yeah. I got Bam taking that one. Yeah. I don't see him having no problem against Edwards. No. And that's we get December. And then they got Better Beef and Callum Smith. That was supposed to have been in August. That's the rematch. I don't know if I want to see that. We wanted to see Better Beef and Bivol. That's for Better Beef. I think Bivol got the WBA, so that Better Beef has the IBF, the WBC, and the WBO. Yeah. Won't have no problem against Callum Smith. Yeah. Yeah, you got Bam too, Just? Yeah. I don't think you're going to be no big problem with Sonny Edwards. Bam rules down there. flyweight, junior bantamweight, all that. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, man. But this boxing is looking good. We going out on the same kind of note we came in on. And you know we got Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron rematch coming up in November. That's for Undisputed at 140. And just wasn't it something about Serrano was gonna have like an experimental fight with 3-minute rounds or something? I heard something about that, but I wasn't too sure about how that was gonna go. That's not for all the women though, I don't think. It's just like an experimental thing. I heard something about that. They was gonna give Serrano a 3-minute round fight. So yeah, that's it for the schedule, and boxing is looking good. I was just getting a little bit of practice that live stream, and I even had a couple of people come in here and talk to me this time. Had just do boxing in here. Wow. A heavyweight in this YouTube boxing thing. So that was cool. And then Calvin Ford had said that we got something big planned for Gervonta Tank Davis in January. I hope it's Loma. If he's saying it's big, I know who it can't be. It can't be Pitbull. Because after Pitbull's last fight, who was it? Giovanni. Nah, he hasn't earned no Tank fight. Then we got Shakur and De Los Santos in what is that? That's I was just looking at that. Shakur and De Los Santos is November 6th. That's on a Thursday. Yeah, because of the big Formula One race for Saturday. Yeah, that's Shakur shouldn't have no problem with that. De Los Santos went up there to Newark, and Shakur's stomping ground talking trash. Shakur had to take that. When I'm in your hometown, okay. I'm waiting for Shakur against Tank. I don't see that before late 2024 at the earliest, and to be real, probably early 2025 before we get that fight. They're gonna let that marinate and build, and that thing gonna be a monster fight once they do that, man. Woo, I can't call that one. But I will say this: if anybody out there can beat Tank, it's Shakur Stevenson. He got the tools to do it. You know, you can visualize that fight and see him doing it, man. Because that kid is defense, and not all defense, offense too. But if anybody can stand in there 12 rounds and keep away from that big left-hander Tanks, it's Shakur Stevenson. So I can't wait for that one, but we're gonna have to wait a minute. It's not gonna be no time soon. But when they have it, it's gonna be worth the wait. That's gonna be the next big mega fight. Yes, it is. And there's nobody down there between 130, 140 that can mess with either one of those guys. I don't know where to be at though, because I figure by another year or so, Shakur might be going on up to 140. So, you know. And Tank is small, man. I can't see him ever campaigning regular at 140. You know, he's a little dude. He only like 3 or 4 or something. So, Now Tank is a good boxer, but he would have to stop Shakur because I cannot see him taking a decision. Shakur is too crafty for that. If you go to decision, it's Shakur. Tank would have to get it by stoppage, you know. And I'm Team Tank, but right now, my early favorite, I hate to say this, would be Shakur, man, going into that fight because he got the tools to do it. You can visualize him doing it. And you're going to have a big reach advantage, man, on Tank. And the way he could use that distance, man, and just keep a fighter right there at that distance. Going to be interesting, though. So, but Devin can't fool with neither one of them. Devin will come in third place down there. And Lomachenko is still alive, dog. Oh yeah. He's 35, but look at the performance he put it against Devin. But the question is, how many more of those type performances does Lomachenko have? That's the question. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's interesting. And 35 has a lot of young killers down there that's coming up. Okay. You got Keyshawn, Andy Cruz. I think he's at 35. Yeah, Andy Cruz. About time for him to get back in there. Raymond Murataya. Edward De Los Santos, he's down there. A lot of young killers. The other kid that was going back and forth with Keyshawn, what's his name? He got the nickname from Kid Austin. Him, yeah. Kid Austin. Frank Martin. 35 is loaded, man. Yes, it's loaded. I always wondered why they never had another one of those Super Sixes like they had up at with Andre Ward and what was that, 75 or 68? One of them. That Super Six, that was great, man. But see now these fighters, see in the Super Six, you can't control who you're going up against. It's just you got to fight who's winning, and the fighters don't like that, man. You know. So I don't think we'll ever see another Super Six. Not the way it's got now. The way the fighters is ducking and dodging and won't fight this one and won't fight that one. And then Super Six, you got to get in there with who wins. And I just don't see these fighters willing to put themselves out there like that now. So we'll never see another Super Six. But that's what they need, especially down there like 135, 40 with all those talented guys in those two divisions, man. They could have like a Super 10. But at 140, I would say Subriel Matias is the man at 140. And see, Devin, being undisputed, he could have picked any of those guys with a belt at 140, but he picked Regis. He didn't pick Subriel Matias. And I don't know why he didn't pick Rolly, because that was the easy pickings there. You know, Rolly hadn't fought since he got that belt because he knows first fight he gonna lose his first title defense. He shouldn't even have it because the old man, I can't think of his name, but the old dude had Rolly beat before Tony Weeks cheated. Yeah. What was that old guy's name, man? Yeah, because in the round before the stoppage, I believe it was 8, Rolly threw the old guy down and Tony Weeks called it a knockdown. Then in the next round, Rolly went into a flurry and didn't land a punch. Matter of fact, I think the old guy landed on him and Tony Weeks stepped in and stopped it. Everybody was stopped. The announcers, the crowd, Rolly. Everybody was in shock, man. And gave the fight to Rolly. And now he got a belt. You're talking about him and Ryan, but Ryan's got this other fight now. So, but Ryan would beat Rolly. Rolly in there with his no defense, swinging all wild, throwing haymakers every punch that left hook would get through there eventually. Because I think Derek gonna have Ryan disciplined, and we're gonna see. What is it? December 9th? Ryan is fighting. No, December 2nd. Yeah. So we're gonna see. I think definitely gonna be an improvement. Going from Joe Goossen to Derek James. That can't help but to be an improvement. Joe Goossen talking about he was just, what was the word he used? Like, he's just watching or something. Ryan's really the one that's making all the decisions and they're training, like basically training himself. So going to Derek James from Joe Goossen is like going from a hot dog to a steak. You know what I mean? A Volkswagen to a Cadillac. From Joe Goossen to Derek James. So that can't do nothing but make Ryan better. And against Rolly, Ryan would stop Rolly. And I'm wishing the kid the best, man, because, he's a good kid. And it showed they want to get better making that move, Going to a trainer like Derek James over there with Earl and Frank and Melner. Shows that he wants to do well. So I'm pulling for him. And we got AB coming up too. Adrian Broner. When was that? Yeah, I pulled for AB, man. I'd like to see him getting bags again and like to see him win. AB could get that shot at Rolly and wouldn't that be something? AB sitting up there with the belt again. That would shock the world. AB is fighting, let me find it. AB is fighting, I know he's fighting a guy, Chris. I don't know too much about Chris Howard. That's who AB is fighting. Let's see, what is it? Oh, Lord. I had written it down. Matter of fact, I seen my boy AB. Adrian Broner. There it is. November the 4th. Adrian Broner versus Chris Howard in Miami. Yeah. I don't know too much about it. I heard that name, Chris Howard, but I don't know too much about it. But it's good to see AB back in there, man. Getting bags. Yeah, and he looked good in his last fight. Like shape-wise, he got hit a little bit too much, but after against the attorney, I can't think of the guy's real name, but AB got hit a little too much, but he hadn't been out the ring. He'd been out of the ring all that time, so hey, he wasn't gonna go in there 100% sharpness, but he won the fight. And the attorney was a tough dude, man. One of them guys that you might beat me, but you ain't gonna stop me. And he went the distance. But AB showed patience, let his hands go. So that was a good sign for him. And he got Chris Howard, Don King from Moton. I'm just happy to see the brother getting back in there, getting bags again, man. Because he went through stuff. But, you see somebody making the effort, man, you got to pull for him. Got to pull for him. So that's November the 4th. Adrian Broner versus Chris Howard. I heard something about Chris Howard, but I can't place him. Cannot place Chris Howard. But I would like to see AB get that shot against Rolly. Get that WBA up off of him. And become a champion again. And get some real money. But let me get ready to get up off of this thing. I'm just testing early in the morning. Like I say, I had one of the heavyweights of this YouTube boxing thing just do boxing in here, man. That perked me up a little bit seeing that name. Matter of fact, I'm going to give him a wrench when I get off of here. I got to figure out how to do it. Yeah, Just Do gets the instant wrench. You know, name like that. That's YouTube boxing royalty. Yeah, man. So yeah, Just Do whatever, you know. You're going to get that wrench, boy. Let me write that in there. As soon as I get up off of here and figure out how to do it. Yeah. Okay. Let me get ready to get out of Dodge. Get ready for the heavyweights to come up. I know hardcore coming up at 9. And Just Do it be later on today. So doing a little bit of practicing. And I am out of here. Hope everybody enjoyed the boxing yesterday. We got the big Tim Tszyu Mendoza card coming up next week. And they got that young Australian dude, I think his name is Sam Goodman, going to be on that card. So he's starting out pretty good. I forgot what weight class he was in. I couldn't find out who else was on the card. Way over there in Australia, it's not really going to be any really, really, really good prospects. Oh yeah, Jamel Herring. I meant to say, Jamel Herring is fighting again. I thought he had retired. And he's fighting November 7th in New York against Nicholas Molina on DAZN. He's not even with Top Rank anymore. He's either with Oscar or Eddie Hearn. Jamel must need some money or something, because I thought, sure, he fought Shakur, and then he fought on another top ranked card. Was it who was it? And he lost those 2 fights, and I thought he had hung it up. That's been over a year ago. But I was looking through the schedule, and I saw Jamel Herring, November 7th. Yep. Wow, that was a surprise, dude. It's Nicholas Molina. I heard Nicholas, but I don't know too much about Nicholas Molina. But yep, Jamel Herring. Yep. Oh yeah, and real quick, Canelo, he needs to he's got to fight one of them guys at 168 next, man. You can't keep on going down there bringing these guys up from these other weight classes. Now, I think it was Carlos Adames talking about he wanted to go up there and fight him. I believe he's at 154 too, and then Bud, 147. That's 21 pounds. Suppose Earl brought somebody up from at 147 from 126, 21 pounds. They would talk about him for the next year. But Canelo does it, and you got these people running around saying he deserved the right to do what he wants to. No, he's earned the right to do what these fans spending their hard-earned money on the sport wants him to do. You got David Benavidez, David Morrell, Demetrius Andrade, even fight Caleb Plant again. You got to fight one of them guys. And Christian and Bully, got to fight one of them guys next, man. Got to. It's mandatory. Well, he can just get on out of the way. Those guys been campaigning at that division. Don't they deserve a chance to? Why they got to sit back and watch him fight somebody from 154 to get a shot at the title? They fight at 168. He going bringing guys from way down there, down south somewhere up to get a shot. That's crazy, man. It's ridiculous. That's what it is. And I don't have nothing against Canelo. I just have stuff against nonsense. And that's exactly what it is. Nonsense, man. Nonsense. Sicko. But we'll see what happens. But don't hold your breath for Canelo fighting one of those guys next, because I doubt it seriously. Because it's wrong, but hey, he can do what he wants to do and get away with it. He'll never be stripped. Because he can come up there and fight a John Ryder or somebody and call that as mandatory, and they good with that. Yep. And they call him the face of the sport. How's that the face of the sport? Bringing guys from 21 pounds below you up and giving them title shots and stuff. That's not the face of anything, man. That's not the face of boxing. Then they talk about Tank fighting these weak guys. At least he's fighting people in his weight division. What are you talking about? Tank resume is weak. He ain't bringing nobody from 2 weight divisions below him to fight him. They want to talk about it, but everybody doing it except Canelo. And I guarantee you, he's not fighting because Benavidez and Andrade is fighting each other next. Canelo's not fighting no Morrell or Plant again or Billy or somebody like that. He's just not going to do it. Because they let him get away with it. Mauricio Sulaiman. He won't sanction Beterbiev and Bivol. Bivol lives in California somewhere. But if Canelo wanted to fight Bivol, Mauricio would have sanctioned that. Crazy. It's crazy. But boxing gets away with this because us hardcore fans, we're going to spend our hard-earned money and sit there and watch it. I know every time I say, that's it, I'm not watching no more after this, the very next week, I'm sitting right there glued to the TV watching. And they know that. That's why they do this nonsense. Because, we love the sport and we will accept a lot. look at that fight we just had a month or so ago. George Kambosos and Maxie Priest. Not Maxie Hughes, excuse me. Maxie Priest. Maxie Hughes and George Kambosos. Hughes practically watched Kambosos. But Kambosos got his hand raised at the end. Because Top Rank had plans for Kambosos. They didn't have no plans for Maxie Hughes. Now Kambosos would get a nice, good fight. They was talking about Loma that Hughes deserved because he won. The boxing will do it because they know us hardcore fans going to sit there and still spend money on it and pay for these fights. We're going to do it. We might say we tired of it and all this, but with the next pay-per-view come around, we're sitting right there paying for it. You know, I said I'm not paying for Canelo in this 154 pounder, but I'm sitting right there in front of the TV watching it. So, you know, hey, just love the sport, man. And, as far as 2024, they got to get it together because it's not starting out too good. Better be even Callum Smith. That word is out that we got a big tank fight coming up to start the year. I hope it's Loma. This trainer Calvin Ford said that they had a big announcement coming up to start the year, so it can't be Pitbull because that ain't no big announcement. I think against Pitbull. Pitbull's last performance against Cabrera. You don't get no tank fight off of that. No way. He couldn't hurt Cabrera, then he started fighting dirty. Hitting on the break, doing the clinches, hitting behind the head, hitting the man up under his Adam's apple. I think Pitbull got a point taken or something. No, almost. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and check on that. But he's a dirty fighter. And every time he get in there, I want Gervonta Tank Davis. He ran from Shakur. Wouldn't fight Frank. All he won is Tank. Barely beat Giovanni Cabrera. Don't get no Tank fight off of that. And this big announcement Calvin Ford was talking about, he can't be Pitbull. I'm thinking Loma. So it'll be Loma's first time getting stopped. Because they talk about Matrix. He getting there with Gervonta Tank Davis, he gonna get Matrix. But that would be a good fight though, because Loma can make it last a while. It'll take Tank a minute to catch up with him. But the only one down there in those lower weight divisions, the only one that has any kind of chance that I can see of beating Tank would be Shakur Stevens. Okay, and I'm not saying he would do it. I'm just saying he's the only one that would have a chance at doing it. Okay, because I could picture in my mind him doing it. He got the tools to do it. Okay. I think the biggest thing Shakur would have going for him is the way he gauged that distance, man. And that right there might be enough to keep Tank off for 12 rounds. And don't get me wrong, Tank can box, but I just don't think he could take a decision from Shakur. Tank would have to get Shakur out of there. Because if it went 12 rounds, that's Shakur all the way. You know, so, but we'll get that fight, but it's going to be at least a year. Late 2024 at the earliest, realistically, early 2025, okay? Because they know the potential monetary value of that fight, and they definitely ain't going to give it to us now because they're leaving a lot of money on the table. But you got to think about this. We could get a Tank and Shakur too. Okay, that's that type of fight. You know, if one win the first fight, The other one, when the second fight, we could get 3. In no way, it wouldn't be not like that Cool Boy Monster Earl Bud turned out. No one-sided beating, not that one. No way. I remember in July when we were getting those 2 fights, and we thought, we had Cool Boy and Monster first, and then we had Earl and Bud same week, and we just knew we was getting 2 barn burners. And then when the first one was a one-sided beatdown, in a way, beat Cool Boy up like that, we said, well, we got Bud and Earl this weekend. No way that's going to be it. And that ended up the same way, man. It was just shocking. But July was still a good month. And this has been a good year. I call it a throwback year. Because, back in the day, every year was like this with the big fights. But maybe this year is the beginning of something. But we'll see. And I appreciate the couple people that came through. Just Do Boxing. Like I say, that's this YouTube boxing royalty. Just Do Boxing. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that wrench on there for him. But I'm gone. Everybody have a good day. Good Monday. I got to get ready to... oh, no, I'm off. What I'm talking about. I would be there now. I'm going to get ready to get up and go to work. It's 7:30. I am OFF. I'll probably lay back down and wait for Jay Hardcore. Some more boxing royalty on this YouTube thing. Maybe I'm going to get there one day. Okay. But anybody comes in, hit the like button for me, please. Okay. And I'm out.